Number 9, unsubscribes good. You're going to always have some unsubscribes from your email programs. To some, it'll no longer be relevant. Let's say, for instance, you have a customer that no longer drives. They're older enough and they get your emails and they don't drive anymore. Well, that's no longer relevant, isn't it? If you change brands, your email's probably not relevant. But these unsubscribes are going to guide you where to put these people, and also about your emails, if you send an email and all of a sudden your normal unsubscribe rate is, let's say you send out 5,000 emails and you get 5 unsubscribes. That's pretty normal for you. People's lives change. Okay. All of a sudden you get 25 or 50 unsubscribes. You better take a quick look at what in the heck you just sent, because it obviously offended a lot of people. Remember the 80-20 rule. It works in so many different directions, but 80% of your sales are going to come from 20% of the people you deal with. Just like I'm pretty confident that in most of your dealerships, you're going to find that 80% of your actual sales come from 20% of your salespeople. It just almost works in everything, and we may go into a heavier thing of 80-20 in another program. Remember, if your lists are good, you'll have less unsubscribes. Number 10. Open and click rates. Just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're doing it right. The average for a car dealership's open rate on their emails is 10 to 15%. You might have higher, you might have lower. We've increased dealers from, say, 12% to 40+%. And the point of that is, when you're doing it correctly or right, there's going to be a big difference. It's like anything else. The question you have to ask yourself is, do you know what your rates are? Your opens, your open rate, your click rate to opens. You need to test and then test and then test and test again. You need to test your content, your subject line, and even the placement of your links. For instance, you send out, let's say it's an A-B split, which is the same email to 2 different groups of the same people. And you run, say, 2 different subject lines. Which one works better? Okay, now you have that one. Now you go to the next. Would you try it again or try something else? Again, you keep honing it down and finding the better subject lines. Same thing with your content. If your content is all of a sudden showing a greater amount of people engaging with you, then you know it's great content. If they're not engaging with you, obviously it's not that great of content. You also, the placement of the links. There's a difference between putting the link on the 3rd line, the 5th line, the end of the email, the beginning of the email. You have to find out where it's right for you, but that's what I'm talking about. Test, test, test. This is a science. This is not let's just throw some words on a piece of paper or up on a screen and send it to somebody and hope that it works. This is a science. Another thing you should be using is something called Spam Assassin or something like it. For those of you not aware of it, Spam Assassin is something that when you create an email that you're going to send out to a group of people, you send the email to Spam Assassin. Just takes a minute. And it will show you if there's any words or any phrases or anything wrong with your particular email that could cause a spam filter to either block it or put it in a junk or not even let it be delivered. This way, it'll give you a rating of what the rating of it is, and it helps you to make sure that you're not using incorrect words, phrases, and subjects in your emails. You also want to be aware of your spam reports. What I mean by that is, if you normally get a couple of spam reports, I do sometimes, I can send out 5,000, get none. I can send 5,000, get 2. But all of a sudden, if you get 15 or 20, you better look at what the heck you just sent these people. Because the last thing you want is to be what's called blacklisted. And that is when they take your actual, Joe Blow at your dealership. And if that gets blacklisted, not that person, but the overall domain, your emails won't be getting to your customers. They'll freeze you on the internet. Also be aware of your unsubscribes. You're getting too many. Why is that? All right. If it's unusual, you need to be aware of it. And remember, if you're going to email, why mail wrong when you can mail right? I told you 10, I got one for you. This is number 11. It's called Got Funnel. And this is more to give you some things to think about. It's something we may do in the future. There's a good chance of it. You've got a choice. You can sell one car or you can sell 5. Are you looking at short term, let me just sell a car now? Or are you looking long term, let me sell this person and their whole family cars that could turn into 25 cars over the next 10 or 15 years? So my recommendation is you want to take the long view, but that's your choice. If you do take the long view, what are you doing to nurture future business? What kind of lead magnets do you have? Landing pages, lead collateral. And again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about this, we're probably going to have a whole webinar on funnels and how to attract more people for the future. Do you have the capability of nurture and segmentation? Now, again, I talked about segmentation twice in this already. This is the third time I mentioned segmentation. Depending on your CRM, and I don't know, each one is different, you should be able to create not just, say, 3 lists, new, used, and service. You need, 20 or 25 different segments of people that, for instance, this people like cars that get better gas mileage. This person's an SUV driver. This one likes trucks. This individual likes to use coupons. This person's vehicle will come up in 2 years and they'll be in the market for a new vehicle. All these different things, and you can overlay them over to other things. When you talk about great nurturing and segmentation capability, we're talking about you can have it set up automated that if you send an email out, this particular email, this person clicks on this email. If they click on it, this happens. If they click on the email, open it, and click a link inside of it, they go over to this segmentation, and they go through these steps of your nurturing. If they don't open the email at all, they go into another section that they didn't open, and there's a different kind of nurturing. So does your CRM have that? I don't know. Ours does, but I don't know if yours does. You have to look and see. And it takes a lot of time and effort to set it up correctly to have people funnel the way you do it. But once you do that, you have an automated system that's constantly nurturing your future customers over an extended period of time, like 3 years or more. If you want any more info, if you'd like any additional information on how you can drive and keep better buying traffic, you can go to mail-rite.com. That's mail-rite.com. If you want a copy of the 25 to 50 verification calls a day, feel free to email me. I'll send it to you at david@mail-rite.com. Or if you have any questions or concerns or would like us to help you to drive more traffic, please give us a call at 866-519-1515, and you can also text that number. And for those of you who receive our emails, you can contact us through our emails. And again, for those of you who are going to be watching the replay or listening to us on iTunes later, again, you can get us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, and iHeartRadio. I want to thank everyone for coming. I hope this has helped you. And have an awesome day, and hope to see you next time. Thank you very much.